Okay, hello Blooms. So one of y'all let me know that they had also dropped like another like Coke Studio like song with BINI. Then I was like, oh okay, like I didn't know they were dropping something. I only knew about like Shaggy, so I did watch that MV. If y'all want to check it out, I will be linking it in the end credits, not the end credits, but the ending card. I will be putting that at the end. But apparently it's with like the Orchestra of the Filipino youth, so I'm like intrigued to see like what kind of style this song is gonna be like, cause like if there's like an orchestra, like I live for like violins and like the classical like sounding of like those instruments. So I'm wondering how it's supposed to like mix well together, or like how, cause honestly like who was it? I think the one song that I kind of like think it's gonna sound like is like the one that SB19 did with Ben and Ben, if that makes sense, because that one was a little bit more like different vibes, and like that it was like kind of like soulful and like in that terms, and like kind of like had aspects of that. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be like something like that, or like kind of like uplifting, or like kind of like talking about something like important. But we're just gonna watch y'all. I don't think there's subs. Are there? No, there's not. Okay. Ooh, okay, come on, Joanna.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for BINI.
Ooh, you hear that? The violin. Hey. The outfits are very like contradicting to this song, but definitely a feel-good song. Oh look, there's the like cello. Okay. Hey. I like that they're actually like including people like the people playing the instruments from the orchestra. It's very an uplifting kind of like summery kind of song, like we're used to for these Coke Studio videos. Hey, come on, Colette. Malay! Hey. I like this set too, because like it's still like kind of interactive and fitting with like the vibe of like Coke in general. It's also how like they're keeping you like I said, like intrigued, because it's like doing takes and like following like we're going down like the hallways and like rooms while they're still like dancing in between in these small spaces. So like. Let's go, Stacy! When? Hey! The illusion of that. Ooh! Okay, come on, dance break! Yes! The girls do not play even when it comes to like a Coke Studio performance. They always come and serve. They're really hitting like all kinds of like, cause like kind of like a more like an EDM-y kind of like vibe for the dance break compared to like the orchestra. Like it's a nice like a nice differentiation like in the song. Okay. Like I said, I always enjoy these Coke like studio collabs whenever like any group like does it, because like I said, it's a chance to like for them to like include things in their like like community, also like their country, like because obviously like they're including like an orchestra from like that's like a established like kind of a way to like include people, and like it's a big deal too because like it's a nice way to like collab with other like artists in general, so it's like nice to see that. And then like I think it's just like a fun experience as well because like how many times can you say like, oh yeah, like I got to perform with like BINI like at for like a music video or like a song, like that's cool. Also like it's always interesting how they like come up with the concepts of who they collab with, because like you would never think, you know what I mean, like you would never think like who they like pair up whenever they do these pairings, like you would never think like, oh, like how is that supposed to sound, like it's always leaving you like wondering, and then you hear the song and you're just like, it makes sense, I always say that with the amount of like Coke Studio videos that I have seen from like BINI or like Alama, and like I think those are the only two so far that I have seen like do a song with like for Coke Studio. But yeah, I really liked it. Like I said, it's very like an upbeat song, but like it's very much like telling a story that's supposed to like, I think it's kind of telling like a love story in a way, but it's also kind of hyping you up in a way. Like they always like make sure that there's like a message involved in it, kind of like to represent like the brand, to make sure it's like something that like also kind of you are completely like still like singing, if that makes sense. Like you're like, oh, you're associating with this, so like it gets stuck in your head, like it's catchy. So I really enjoyed that. Obviously like the outfits, like I always like, it's always interesting because like they always do like outfits that like are completely like different from the song, but then like obviously with the dance break, I'm just like, okay, this makes sense, like with the dance break. And then I love that they added a dance break because like it could have easily just been like more upbeat, but I feel like every like group there's always has to be like a highlight, and that was the highlight of it. And it just kind of adds something a little bit different because like I said, they added that orchestra vibe with the strings and like the winds, like the flutes and all that stuff, like the clarinets and all that. So it's like a nice mix, a nice like contradiction to like how it starts off very like happily, like and then it gets to like, okay, like empowering basically, and then we go back, you know what I mean? So I really enjoyed that. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and just if you guys ever want to like me to watch anything else, just don't feel shy, just go ahead and link it in the comments below, or like suggest me anything, like just leave it in the comments below. But until then, y'all, I shall see you in the next one.